Hello everyone, welcome to the lecture series on PLC programming. In today's video, we're going to take a look at the concept of cascading counters in PLC. At the first place, let us look at the fundamental definition of cascading. The programming of two or more counters together is called cascading. Basically, if you have a system or a program which has more than two counters and you're utilizing them together, then it is called as cascading. For example, you have a counter and then you connect it end to end to another counter and then you connect it back to another counter in this particular fashion, then this concept is called as cascading. Two important points here. First one, if you carefully observe the address that is used, it is different. C50, C51, C52. So always when you're trying to cascade counters, the address should be different because we cannot use the same counter to cascade it because it is not logical, isn't it? Having the same counter connected back to back. So it does not signify any importance over there. But when we are having different counters with different addresses, we will be able to infer one with respect to the other. What is the second point? Do we practically have a system connected end to end in this particular fashion with respect to programming? The answer is big no. We don't do it in this particular fashion. We say cascading is achieved by inferring the address of a particular counter. So let's go in detail of cascading counters. Let us look at what purpose does this solve in PLC programming and why is it actually required. So in order to understand this, let us consider a typical example with a ladder diagram. So I have a lighting load over here that has to be lighted for a specific condition based on some count value. Let us say we have two counters, up counter 1, up counter 2, and we have one input push button switch. The preset value of one up counter is 32,767, basically 2 power 15 minus 1. That is the value over here. So for 16-bit PLCs, there might be a maximum limitation of the count value. And that is why I have chosen this to be equal to 32,767. So if this exceeds this value, then there will be overflow occurring. So that is again a different concept. So I'm not going in detail with respect to it. But as a whole, if you carefully observe, once I press the push button switch in this particular fashion, the input gets energized. This was normally open contact. It acts as short circuit. The rung gets energized. The up counter gets energized. The up counter enable bit gets energized in this particular fashion and it counts in value equal to 1. Similarly, you repeat the process and keep on pressing the push button for 32,767 counts. So what happens? The done bit will go to high state, isn't it? Because it has already counted the preset value. Now, if you carefully observe, the address of this done bit is used over here. So once this go to high state, even this will go to high state, isn't it? As a result, the contact gets energized, the rung gets energized, up counter 2 gets energized in this particular fashion. The enable bit will go to high state and consequently up counter 2 will count a value of equal to 1. Again, the same contact is used over here also, isn't it? So this will also go to high state and consequently immediately once it counts 32,767, this will become reset. This particular counter I am resetting. So there is a particular purpose for that as well. So once this is reset, again this will become de-energized and again this will also be de-energized, but I'm not indicating it over here because the counter basically counts one value and again when an input comes to this point it will count another value. So once this is de-energized, let us say again I'm pressing this input push button switch, the up counter gets energized, the counter enable bit gets energized. Now counter counts basically a value of equal to 1. Again let us say it counts a value of 32,767. Again the done bit will go to high state. Consequently, the up counter now will be counting 2 because the same address is used over here. And this process repeats up till a value of 10 is counted. And once 10 is counted, the done bit will go to high state. Since the same address of this done bit is used over here, what happens? This will go to high state. Consequently, the rung will get energized and the light starts glowing in this particular fashion. So basically what happened in this program, if you carefully observe, I used this particular counter with this counter by inferring the address of this particular counter. If you carefully observe, C50 done bit is used over here, which is acting as the input to the next counter. So basically we need to have a contact which acts as an input to the next counter while cascading. Very, very important point. Apart from that, we are able to achieve one more thing in this particular program. What is that? We are able to count 3,27,670 count values. That is very, very high, isn't it? Basically, how did I achieve this? 32,767 into 10, because this counts 10 times. And as a result, I am able to achieve this value. So as a whole, light turns on only after 33,27,670 counts. If I had used only one counter, and maximum value it can count in a 16-bit PLC is 32,767, and I cannot go beyond that. But in some cases, I might require to have a counter which counts beyond 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs for specific purposes. So based on the application. So in that scenario, you can actually use the concept of cascading, and you will be able to achieve a maximum count with respect to cascading concept. I hope this point is clear and you were able to understand the concept of cascading counters. In case you have any questions, feel free to reach out by typing in your questions in the comment section below. If you like this video, please do like it, share it, and subscribe to our channel for regular updates. Thanks for watching this video. Please do keep supporting. Thank you.